This is the ETBU Coaches Show, another Tuesday morning, and we are here with head acro and tumbling coach, Farrah Dunaway. Coach, you guys have, just talking before the show, you've been on the road for quite a while, 10 days with your team. You had 2 meets this past week, and just kind of fill us in, kind of talk about some of the things that you guys are continuing to build on here in your first inaugural season here.
Well, anytime you travel with a group of females, you come home with a ton of stories and just a deeper understanding of who each other is. And I think that's probably my favorite aspect of traveling is just the ability to just spend so much time with each other to where you just create memories. So whether there's songs that are made up or just the ability to share stories, share life experiences, just to sit in the presence of, to be able to see the countryside together has just been great. Pennsylvania was a little different here, but we enjoyed the company of the acro team there and the coach there. West Virginia was gorgeous. The mountains were just beautiful, and you could kind of tell, or I could kind of tell that the girls really just felt in awe of God's splendor in His creation of the mountains and what the countryside is in West Virginia. The University of Davis and Elkins was gorgeous, and it was a little frightening to drive the vans up the mountains into that campus, but just beautiful. We got to see a little snow. Val is from Puerto Rico and hasn't really seen snow before.
Oh, okay.
So there wasn't any snow that deposited on the ground, but they had a good time trying to catch snowflakes in their mouths and trying to make snow angels in the concrete. But just a road trip is just fun. Nothing like a road trip can bring a team of athletes together to be inventive and just really bond and learn each other. So, but it definitely adds to the toughness of competition on the road, which, is character building in itself.
Absolutely. And just another thing that I kind of want to talk a little bit about for your team is that can the approach be different in, say, acro and tumbling than it is from, say, approaching a football game, approaching a basketball game? Is there a different type of mindset that you have to have, or is it just one and the same? It's just a different title of the sport?
Yeah. So, are you talking about for being a cheer coach? Or the cheer?
As an athlete,
okay.
Approaching a competition.
So I think one of the greatest things about this sport, in regards to approaching the competition day, is safety is a huge deal. So it's not that you just necessarily have to focus on, your gameplay or what your stats are going to be, or, your contribution into that assist or, so forth. Safety is huge. And if the girls aren't mentally prepared to be resilient when something doesn't go right, or to focus on the little things so that things can go right, then people get hurt. And, when you're dealing with a smaller roster or just people that you love on the team, there's just no room for people to get hurt. So they're very conscious. They're very aware of them having to focus, having to hone in, and really just take care of little steps, little things, so that they can keep each other safe and then ultimately be successful. It's not like you can come into this sport with brute force. I used to do that all the time in soccer. I just run in there, run somebody over, and kick the ball. You can't do that with acro and tumbling. You have to take care of the little things to keep everybody safe, and then ultimately again just try to be successful on that mat. But safety is key.
Absolutely. And we talked a lot about, with your team traveling and just the bonding experience that you guys have. So you're also in the process of raising money to go on a mission trip, just as all of the other ETBU athletes are required to do. So where are you guys kind of in that process? The word on the street is you're going to Japan. So
we are going to
yes.
Japan, which is super exciting because the more that we meet about what's going to happen in Japan, the more I see a cool balance of the city life and the country life that Japan has to offer. So what we're going to do over there is we're going to minister to people through festivals. So I guess how that would look to us is there would be like, I guess, carnival settings, and obviously, you know, we don't speak Japanese, but from what we understand is there's a large culture over there that does speak English, thank the Lord, and you can actually show people love through nonverbal communication, which is great too. But so we're going to be insisting in carnivals. So we superficially we will be face painting, making balloon animals, dancing with them, playing with them, and then on, you know, much more below the surface, just loving on them and just showing God's love through just acts of service and just being there and just abiding with them. We are pretty excited because we learned that they are a culture of just visual appeal, I guess. So when we bring the pom team and the cheer team and the acrobatics and tumbling teams over there, each one of these programs has several elements that are very visually appealing. So pom's going to have dance, cheer's going to have some stunting and some, tumbling and some cheers or whatnot. And then acrobatics and tumbling will have the tumbling, then we'll have the acrobatic pieces, and all of those just bring a different element of just visual excitement for this culture, which is great. So you pair that with the fun, you know, tactical things, then we're just so excited about being able to use our skills to just love on kids, just as a doorway to get in there and just love on kids and young adults. And, they're just excited. They're excited about seeing the world, and you know, this season they've really learned to open up and just to be a little bit more bold about their faith to begin with. So to be able to build on what they're learning as a program and then take that across the world is even just more powerful, because they actually get to, in a new setting, just turn their faith into works, you know, turn their faith into actual actions, you know, where it's maybe not as comfortable, you know. So we're just really excited about that, and about all the fun that will be had in the ministry while we're there.
Absolutely. And so you still have work to do here as you're coming to kind of the tail end of the season here. 2 meets here at home starting on Saturday against Concordia, not Concordia, Texas, but Concordia, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So with that coming up, have you guys kind of already put into your mindset, you know, what kind of competition you're going to be facing here on Saturday at home?
You know, no. And the reason that I say that is because I've kind of kept them in the mindset of you are competing against a faceless opponent. You know, their head coach and assistant coach, I just adore. They're great, great women, and more than anything, I'm excited to see them. And as far as my team and their approach for this weekend, and you know, even the next one, we have goals that we meet or that we set every meet. So whether it's, hey, on this element, I'm going to make sure that I score, you know, this score, or as a team, we are going to, you know, set the record for, we're going to hit 200 points, which is what our goal was with Davis and Elkins. So, you know, we're just going to, as a team, we're just going to look at us and figure out a way to get us better. Because ultimately, if we focus on what's happening on the other side of the mat, we're going to be looking at their strengths and their weaknesses, when we really just need to focus on us and building a program and just making sure that our start values are what our goals are, and not someone else's. We're not that team. We're not going to be that team. Thank Jesus, you know, but we're going to be the very best ETBU acrobatics and tumbling that we can be each week. And that's just, it feels more just exciting, more personal, more attainable, and just more empowering than looking at competition. Our competition is ourselves.
Absolutely, and very well said from head coach. And you guys can come and support the acrobatics and tumbling team on Saturday, March 23rd here at Ornelas Gymnasium at 12 p.m. Thanks for the reminder there. And we'll be back here on the ETBU Coaches Show with another head coach. You'll see who it is on the other side. Thank you once again for supporting ETBU Athletics.